Welcome to the Downtown, brought to you by Arlington Citizen Media. I am Rody John, and this week we talk to Dr. Bree Nichols from Opera Arlington. That's right, Arlington is getting an opera group. This is going to be fantastic. We talk about how Opera Arlington has started and about their inaugural event, which is happening December 9th. Is going to be called Night Devine, a classical Christmas celebration. It is happening over at Tate Springs Baptist Church. Make sure to go out, get your tickets. It's going to be such an amazing show. Even if you're not big into opera, there are going to be some great Christmas songs. So I think you're going to love it. Great way to spend the year. Last year, I took my Nana over to see Symphony Arlington and do their Christmas show, and it was amazing. She loved it. We all had a great time. I think you'll have the exact same experience with Opera Arlington. It is a little short interview, but it is a good one, packed with how she got into music, how she got her doctorate in I believe it's vocal studies, and then also about how she came back from singing over in the Czech Republic, which is absolutely incredible. But not only do we get to hear from her, we also hear a little sample from the Opera Arlington's Salon concert. This one is they are performing Mozart Trio. So you'll listen to the interview first, and then you'll hear the wonderful rendition from Opera Arlington, and that's all you guys need. So without further ado, here is Dr. Bree Nichols with Opera Arlington. I'm here with Dr. Bree Nichols with Opera Arlington. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for being on here. Now, on Friday, December 9th, Opera Arlington will present O Night Devine, a classical Christmas celebration. This will be happening at the Tate Springs Baptist Church. The program runs around 75 minutes. What all can people expect from this performance?
So this is Opera Arlington's very first public event, and so we're going all out to try to make it a lot of fun for the community, a family-friendly event, something that you can bring your family and friends to and kick off the Christmas season. And so we've got a good mix, I think, of really rich classical repertoire, but also some crowd favorites that everyone will know, and a little sing-along surprise at the end. We have some really great guests. Our friend Tereska Grynia, a Polish violinist, is playing with us, and we have Chinese pianist Jiaqi Chen at the piano, and several amazing vocalists from the area.
Including yourself as well.
Yes, I'll be singing as well as my husband. And yeah, we sing together, but my main role with Opera Arlington is as founder and general director. And it's my third music organization that I've been a part of founding. My first I founded when I was 24 years old in my hometown, and It was called Stafford Opera Troupe. And we created a summer opera program that would help the young singers in our community prepare for college, degree programs in voice at their universities, because very often they would be interested in voice, they'd be singing in the choirs in high school, and then they'd go on to college and not really know what they were getting into at all, not have any exposure to opera prior to that point. And so we said, hey, this is a great way for us not only to create some fun entertainment for our community, but also to create opportunities for these young singers. And that was such an important part of what eventually led me to want to create Opera Arlington, because I was shocked how much an impact that program made on a lot of the younger singers, many of whom went on to sing major roles at their universities because they had role experience with us, which then led to them getting into young artist programs and master's programs at wonderful institutions. And so I was thinking to myself, we need more opportunities, but DFW's population isn't like the one of my hometown where we've got a lot of high school age singers. needing to get exposure to opera. We have more opera here, and we have some of the best universities for training people in opera nearby. And so we've got this huge population of highly trained singers, but just not enough job opportunities for them. So they're not being put to their full use. And I said, hey, I want to step in and fill that gap, because we have a community here that really loves arts and culture, and we've got some wonderful singers that can come in and present some wonderful performances, but we just need somebody to make it happen.
That's so true. I mean, like you said, this is the inaugural event for the Opera Arlington. And why do you think it took so long for Arlington to get an opera?
That's a great question. I think because it's it's difficult to invest all the money needed to make a project like this happen. And so I think somebody like me is more positioned to do it because of my experience in creating very volunteer-driven and community-driven opera in the past. That wasn't about the profits, but was about the music itself and the experience of preparing and presenting roles. And so looking forward to this professional company, I'm able to use my funding efficiently and effectively and in a more targeted manner. So yes, we of course need to build up our donor base and to build up our funds, but I'm not relying on having tens of thousands of dollars to present a production, if that makes sense.
No, it does without a doubt. Now, you just returned from the Czech Republic on a Fulbright grant. Can you tell us more about that?
Absolutely. So I recently, in 2021, I graduated from University of North Texas with my doctorate in voice performance. And I became very interested during my doctoral studies in Czech music. And many people ask me, oh, well, are you Czech? Do you have Czech roots? And the answer is no, but I just fell in love with the repertoire and almost feel like I have a really strong connection just through that with the country. And I ended up applying for a Fulbright to continue that work with Czech music and was fortunate enough to receive it. So my husband and I spent the last year living in Prague and performing in various cities across the country. That project had a lot to do with Czech art song or classical songs, and I'm creating a new anthology or collection of those songs where I'm translating them and creating materials so that non-Czech singers are able to sing and perform this music. And so that's what that project was all about. And coming back here, I'm definitely still passionate about that with Opera Arlington, and I want us to feature Czech repertoire in our seasons. So you might have seen one of our plans for this upcoming season is Dvořák's Rusalka, which is a famous opera based on the same tale as The Little Mermaid. Mm-hmm. And that is one of the most famous Czech operas in the world, but also a beautiful piece that I would love to share with our community. So that's what we're dreaming of for our inaugural main stage production next fall.
I mean, you just jumped right into my next question without me asking it. Tell us more and what can people look forward to in the inaugural season of Opera Arlington.
Yeah, so we've got planned a couple of really fun productions. The first that we have on the docket is a pocket opera production, is what we're calling it. So a small-scale production. Oh, excuse me, my husband's trying to call. Honey, I'm busy. No. Okay, sorry about that. Let me start over.
You're good.
So what we have planned first is a pocket opera production of Mozart's Così fan tutte, also called Women Are Like That, which is a really lighthearted love story. And we're going to do a small scale production of that we can take around the city to non-traditional venues. And then in the fall, we're planning our main stage production of Dvořák's Rusalka, which is of course based on The Little Mermaid, and that's going to be a much bigger production, but a lot of fun to produce.
Right. Where did your love for opera and singing come from?
Well, I was that child growing up that always was singing, and so it just made sense that as I got into school to start, singing in choir and learning how to read music and that kind of thing. Sorry, my husband is texting me.
Okay, you're good.
So I started joining choir in high school and had a really amazing, passionate teacher who would later... How do I mute this? I'm so sorry. It's coming from my computer.
Oh, gotcha.
Let me just tell him to shut up for a second. One moment. All right, we're good. So
there you go.
He responds saying, "Okay."
Yeah, as if he didn't read the rest of it.
Yeah. Anyway, where was I? So in choir in high school, I had a really incredible, passionate teacher, Benita Keene, who would eventually become a part of our faculty for Stafford Opera Troupe in my hometown, and was an amazing part of making that happen. So I really have her to thank for sending me down the path that I'm on. But interestingly, in undergrad, I was majoring in pre-med at first and minoring in music. And while there were a lot of things I enjoyed about pre-med, and actually, interestingly, a good amount of crossover, when you're a vocalist, you have to learn a lot about anatomy and physiology to understand how your instrument works, to understand vocal pedagogy. And so I'm actually really grateful that I have that foundation. But it quickly became clear to me where my passion was and where I was investing all of my time, and I decided to go for it and switch to music and have never looked back. It's absolutely my biggest passion.
That's amazing. And I mean, I don't know if you met your husband through this or not, but I mean, you guys are both singers as well. How did that work out?
Actually, we did meet through opera. So we met in a production of Così fan tutte, which is the production that we're planning for early 2023.
Okay. See, so, there you go.
Full circle moment there.
It is full circle, yes. Now, our Opera Arlington launched Raise the Curtain campaign in October to help fund the inaugural season. If people can't make it out to the performance on December 9th, and they still want to donate, how can they do so?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you visit our website, operaarlington.com, you'll see a link to our Raise the Curtain campaign, and you can make a donation. Any size will make a big difference. In an organization as small as ours, even a little bit will really go a long way to supporting what we do. So anything you can do to help drive us forward, this is such a community-driven effort, and we would be so appreciative.
That's fantastic. Now, we do have a segment on the show called Tournament of Toppings. We're trying to find the best pizza place in Arlington. Do you have a favorite pizza place in Arlington?
Oh, man. Well, I live near a Marco's Pizza, and got to say I really enjoy it.
Marco's is fantastic.
I couldn't agree more, and my mom always orders the meat feast. That is like probably 4 times the calories of a normal slice of pizza, but I think it's worth it.
Oh, I think so too. I mean, the pepperonis they have are amazing, and then obviously you have to get cheese sticks as well.
Obviously, yes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you really are getting good pizza if you're not also getting a good appetizer to go along with it.
Well, of course. And what's always interesting to me is how pizza places, everything they make is the same ingredients, but it's like, no, I want my cheese sticks. I want my pizza, which is just bread with sauce and cheese, but then I want my cheese sticks, which is bread with cheese to dip in my sauce. I just got to have it both ways.
You're just getting everything, but in different, different ways of going about it.
Yes, that's right.
My favorite is to put ranch in the marinara sauce, mix it up, and then.
Oh my gosh! You monster!
Try that one out next time. Yeah, try that out next time.
All right, I'll keep that in mind.
Please do. Now, if people want to find out more about the event on December 9th, they want to buy tickets or find out more about Opera Arlington, how can they do all of it?
Yes, you can check us out on social media. Everything is Opera Arlington, or you can visit operaarlington.com. You'll see a link to our event where you can grab tickets. They are just $7 for kids and $15 for adults.
Perfect. Well, Bree, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing the event on December 9th, seeing what Opera Arlington has in store for everybody next year. And then, hopefully years down the line, we can continue to enjoy the Opera Arlington.
Thank you so much, John. It was lovely talking to you.
Thank you so much to Dr. Bree Nichols with Opera Arlington. What a moving rendition of that song. I loved it so much. Play it on loop if you love it. If you want to see it live, go check them out. Again, December 9th over at Tate Springs Baptist Church. It is O Night Devine, a classical Christmas celebration. While you're doing all that, make sure to continue to go every Monday night to Dr. Jekyll's. That is their trivia night, and that starts at 7 p.m. Every first Tuesday over at Blitz Lounge, that is their karaoke night, and that starts at 11 p.m. Enter for a chance to win $200. Also, every Tuesday night is comedy night over at Mavericks Bar and Grill. That starts at 3 p.m. And then every Wednesday over at Jambo's Barbecue, catch UTA Jazz Night from 5:30 to 7:30. And then when you're done with that, head on over to Division Brewing. Every Wednesday night is trivia night, and that starts at 7 to 9 p.m. Also, make sure to go check out our Patreon. Subscribe. You get this show early. I would say ad-free, but sorry to ad-free. But you get it early. We're working on more content. We're working on better things. We've got a lot of stuff coming for the new year. And I'm excited to see, what the city of Arlington has in store for not only you, but us. So make sure to go out and eat local, drink local, and rediscover your city. Tag us and send those pictures over to us on Facebook, Arlington Citizen Media, Twitter, ATX Citizen Media. Tag us on Instagram, Arlington Citizen Media, and send those pictures the old-fashioned way. Email arlingtoncitizenmedia@gmail.com. Also go to our website, www.arlingtoncitizenmedia.com. Don't forget to subscribe and give those 5-star reviews of the Downtown at Apple Music, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and also hit us on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and YouTube.